Hey everybody, James Jacob with Tactical Response. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Anthony Ciravolo. I'm a gunsmith at Cypress Creek Outdoors.
And so where are we at? Cypress Creek is where?
In Dyersburg, Tennessee, which is exactly an hour and a half straight west of Camden.
Okay. And so you guys saw the video I did with the Taurus. I'm going out the gun sight. I was getting my 1911s in order. And my trigger pull gauge stops at 10 pounds. So I don't know what that was before you started. You probably didn't even care.
No, I didn't.
But it was topping my trigger pull gauge out at 10 pounds. And so what I told Anthony is I'd bought some Wilson parts and I said, hey, I just want like a 5 pound trigger, you know, like in there somewhere. And he said, like, not a 2 pound trigger? I'm like, no. So I'll let him talk in just a second. Yeah. So this is the first trigger I've ever had put in any handgun I've ever had in my life. Like everything else has always had stock triggers, but I just couldn't deal with that 10 pounder. So if you don't mind, just kind of tell them what you did. Or
yeah, sure. So first off, I wanted to see where it was at, right? Like with just the parts supplied, see what work I had to do. So when I went to go put the gun together, the first thing was that Wilson trigger didn't fit in the gun at all.
Right.
So
when I brought it down, it was in this box.
Box of gun. And so I had to spend a good bit of time just fitting the trigger to the gun, right? Making sure that the trigger shoe fits through the opening and the rails where the trigger slides are fitting, all that stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's spaces inside the gun that the trigger goes and does things, and I had to make that work. Mm-hmm. Then we go through and get the gun all together, swap out all the springs that you provided, and then we have to look at the hammer and the sear and see how they engage, where they engage, what all their points of contact are, how squared those surfaces are. There's a lot of, like, you know, mathematical voodoo that has to go on there to make sure all these surfaces work correctly, and go to put them in the gun, take them out the gun, you know, file this, that, and the other, polish, and make sure everything is squared and reliable and repeatable are two things that we're always looking for.
Yes.
And we kind of go until we get the achieved results, and that's really about it.
And so, like, you know, Glock. I could take a Glock apart with an ink pen, literally, put it back together and all that stuff. And so there is an art to working on these guns.
Yes.
So how much of your training, gunsmith training, was around 1911s, or is it a big part of it? I don't know. Like in
I guess it depends on the realm of what you do, right? When I went to school, we had the option of, you know, we built custom guns for our last semester is what we had to do, and we could choose what we wanted. I chose a 1911. So I hand fit every single part on a 1911. I had to either make or hand fit. So, and I got lectures about that, and I've done it all. So I actually had pretty good training on doing all of that. And then coming in here, doing what we do here, you know, I've had the pleasure to be able to work on a lot of these different guns and do a lot of things. I've learned more over the years. So
of course.
That's been that.
Of course. And Anthony's not just a gunsmith. He's trained with us. He's going to train with us some more. So he's an alumnus. And that's why I brought the gun down here, because I'd rather have somebody that knows who I am and what I want in the gun. And so you got this thing down about where I asked you to.
Yeah. It's sitting right at 5.5 pounds, which is where I like, you know, like mine custom 1911 was like that. You know, the competition guys, they all want their lighter triggers. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not the intended use for you or I. So, you know,
is this safe anywhere for me to point this gun and press the trigger?
That way.
Okay. I just wanted to
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bullet trap in that room. So.
All right. Oh gosh, yes, that's so much better.
I mean, it could have been lighter, but that's not.
No,
I want it to be. Light enough that, like, you know, it's good and you can keep your front sight. You're not moving and all that stuff. And
no, I said 5 pounds. You know, and if it had been 4.5 or 5.5 or whatever, just, you know, somewhere in there is what I was looking for. So so for the folks watching that might be in the West Tennessee area that might need guns worked on, I know you could probably work on anything. What do you like to work on? What do you want to work on?
I like pistols. I mean, almost anything, but pistols are really what I like. 1911s. I've done some high power stuff. You know, I like doing that type of stuff. Even just regular Glocks and stuff like that.
Are you guys cutting them for dots and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys do that here? Okay. And let's see, what else? What else do you guys do here that you might want to talk about?
All right, so our main business, how we got started, my boss over there, John, we do antique period correct restoration.
Okay.
So we take guns from pre-1900s and we make them look like they did the day they walked out the factory.
Oh, wow.
That's how this business got built was doing that.
Okay.
That's really what we specialize in. We have customers from all over the country that send their stuff here. We're just lucky enough to be, we've upgraded shops and moved and this, that, and the other, and here we are now. But that's really our main business. I got a whole room of guns over there that are antiques, and that's really what
do you guys do videos on these?
No.
Okay, speaking on behalf of all the people watching these, when you're restoring like these old guns and stuff, people would want to watch that. Like people would want to see that.
We've talked about doing that.
Okay, stop talking about it. Like I'm telling you, like people like people want to see that stuff. I'm telling you, like. And you don't have to film every step of the process, but hey, here's how it came in.
Yeah.
We worked on it this week, and this is what we did. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, and they'll post up on there too. That's something I would watch, and I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but watching like cool stuff getting done like that would be fantastic. Yeah. What else? Anything else?
Oh man, we really do everything here. So
what's that thing right there?
Yeah, we do Cerakote. We do hydro dipping. We do almost any finish that you can do to a firearm in-house. So we do anything from the antique finishes of color case hardening, charcoal blue, niter blue, hot blue, rust blue, all the old...
You guys are a real smith shop.
We are a proper gunsmith shop.
Yeah.
We don't... The only thing we outsource is engraving because we don't have one here.
It's a very special... Listen, like a lot of you guys might understand, like there's not many real gunsmiths anymore. Like there's not real shops like this anymore. There's some guy at a counter that put on a set of sights for you or whatever. But like there's milling machines in here and presses and other machines. I don't know what they are. So that's really cool. Like you really should be sharing that with people. Don't be just keeping that all to yourself. Seriously, people would want to see that stuff. Anything else about the gun, or anything I'm forgetting, or anything else you want to talk about?
No, on that, no, it's mostly standard. I just went over and made sure everything was torqued and tightened for you. Replaced some of the parts that were missing,
He says there were parts missing.
There was some part missing.
I doubt it. I highly doubt that. Probably on the floor around here somewhere.
You can look around.
All right, so Anthony's going to come up. He'll be shooting with us again. We're going to get this gun out and shoot it, and if it messes up, I'm going to come back here. No, I'm just kidding. But Tim dropped off a rifle. He's getting some work done on, so we'll talk about that too. But thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing it out.
Thanks to Boss for letting him work on it, and we appreciate you guys. Remember, your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.